Hi everyone. I have more book reviews. Actually, I have two more, and then I'm done for the next few months. I'm exhausted. Okay. The next book that I read was called Seduction, Westmoreland Style, Silhouette Desire by Brenda Jackson. I gave that book 5 stars out of 5. This was a great novel, a romantic novel. Okay, not just a one night stand, no substance novel. This was good. The leading lady, she was sassy and in control. She had spunk, yet fell in love with a man that was just as stubborn due to heartbreak. A lot of sexual tension was between the two, but they managed to keep their composure until like mid-book. So it wasn't like the first page you open it up and boom, they at it. Or he just look at her one way and then she drop her underwear. No. It took work to get to this point. Again, a hint of jealousy, possessiveness, and obsession makes a great romantic novel. Of course, the leading man has to be gorgeous. So anyway, this book by Brenda Jackson that I just gave you my review about, the leading man, he was part black, and well, let me take that back. He was Creole, and let me see, Creole and Cherokee. Yeah, I believe I believe he was Cherokee. Yeah, and the leading lady was black, which maybe she was mixed with something else, but they pretty much, well, the author pretty much was like she was a black woman. And she was one child that was conceived out of wedlock. Actually, she was one of she was part of a triplets type thing. It was her and 2 boys, and she found out about her father, who was known for having many women. She found out about him years later when she was an adult. So her mother passed away. That's when she found out about her father, and she wanted to start a relationship with him, and so she decided to move to the town that he's in, or where he resides, and she remembers the leading man. Over the years when she would go see her father, but nothing ever came out of it. But he was attracted to her just as much as she was, but he never approached her because he respected her father in that family. He didn't want to cross that line, if you know what I mean. But anyway, she was funky, sassy, trying to prove herself because the leading man, he owned a ranch, and she wanted to work on a ranch and train horses, and he really didn't want her there because deep down he just didn't want her to get hurt because she was a little petite thing, and he didn't want her on the property dealing with very aggressive horses. So of course she had to prove herself, and long story short, go get the book. It was cute. I liked it. The next book was called Midnight Sun by Renee Gipson. And I absolutely love this book. This book was based out of, I would say, mid to late 1800s. The leading lady, she was an ex-slave, mixed racial heritage because her grandfather was a white slave master, which is kind of common among Black Americans, having that 1 or 2 white ancestors that probably were men, and probably were slave owners. I'm not saying all relationships were out of rape, as far as conceiving children, but this particular situation, I don't think it was consensual. But anyway, so this girl, she's very dark skinned according to the descriptions, but she's absolutely drop dead gorgeous, and she has long flowing silky hair. So there you go. That's her description. And then the chief of the Chippewa, nation, which he was a chief of that particular branch. I forgot the name of it. He was very skeptical about her anyway. And he saw her from a distance because she moved on property that was near his people's land. And he just wanted to check whoever the new neighbors were out, you know. And he saw her from a distance. And he fell in love with her from, you know, the first sight. Well, I mean, probably more infatuation. But he started to care for her before he even met her. He will always, like, watch her, being that she didn't have a husband. So he found himself watching her because he didn't like a few white guys that were in town because they had a bad reputation of being womanizers and things of that nature. So he saw her in contact with them, and you know, he was concerned about her well-being. But anyway, this was my review I wrote on Amazon. I said, I love this story. I gave it 5 stars out of 5. It was brutal and it was heartbreaking. But the love was much stronger. Okay? The leading lady was an ex-slave, mixed race, that inherited a house and a few $1,000s from her racist and cruel grandfather. He was a white slave master. The leading man was a chief who fell in love with her from the moment he saw her, but did not trust her because she was related to a white man who caused so much pain to his people. There was kidnapping, rape, etc., similar to today's human trafficking. Okay, I have to admit this book was exhausting, with so many twists and turns, but it was worth reading, and I suggest you go get the book. Again, her name is Renee Gipson. The name of the book is called Midnight Sun. And FYI, the leading man's name was Midnight Sun. And he was mean to her a few times in the book. And I felt so bad for her. But at the end, he made up for it, okay? That man will give his life for this woman, okay? So that's pretty much a hint about this particular book. Again, I am done reading. Yeah, this is my 9th novel that I've completed in the past, 3 weeks? Yeah, I'm tired, okay? So, again, let's see. Under His Spell by Liz Davis. Clayton's Tempest by Alicia Burke. Seduction, Westmoreland Style Silhouette Desire by Brenda Jackson. And Midnight Sun by Renee Gipson. Those are my top 4. Okay? They all got 5 stars. I don't know if I mentioned my other books, but I just noticed that books by Marilyn Lee, I don't know, it's like the same type of book. A desperate black woman who doesn't feel worthy of this gorgeous man, and she's willing to have a one-night stand or sex him to death for him to marry her. And yeah, that was a turn off because, I don't know, I'm a romantic. And I feel like if I have to do all that, then he's not even worth my time because he can get sex from anybody, pretty much. So why stoop to that level to get him to fall in love with you? Because, yeah, whatever. But anyway, those are my top novels. You can look at the bottom to see the description and the name of the authors again. Well, not the description, but the name of the novel and the author, so you can go check it out yourself. Of course, you can go to Amazon or any other website to read a little bit more information about the books before you go and purchase it. But anyway, I suggest them, and I have really enjoyed myself these past 3 weeks reading some very, very spicy romances. even if some of it was really raunchy. But the ones that I mentioned at my top, those were really, to me, real romantic novels. But anyway, stay blessed, respect others, love yourself, and have a great day. Bye-bye.